The award-winning TV series, The Texas Bucket List, shares the joy, the wonder, beauty, and excitement of our great state of Texas.
It sure does. Each week, host Shane McAuliffe sets out to add more people, places, food, and music to a list that every Texan should experience. And Shane joins us now as the show is hitting a big milestone. What's up, Shane? Your 200th episode. I mean, back when you created the show, I think the first episode was, what, 2013? Did you imagine the show's success to become what it has?
Absolutely not, Derek. You know, I was hoping this show would last a couple years, just enough time to experience some of the incredible things that the Lone Star State has to offer. And thankfully, viewership has been unreal, through the roof. People are so enamored with Texas that this show's even gone on and become a national show on RFD TV. And it's just been an amazing blessing to be able to share the stories of Texas, because not only is our show a travel show, it's also a people show where we get to tell the stories of the people across the Lone Star State and how they got to be in the positions they are and what made their venture, their business, their story so successful. And it's just been an incredible blessing to be in every corner of the state and see these folks and what they've done and what they've experienced, and to showcase things that every Texan needs to experience as well.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, you're a great storyteller. It's your voice. You know, my boys and I, we love watching the show together. What has been your favorite adventure?
Oh, there have been so many to count. Obviously, Texas history is big for me. But then anytime we go to West Texas, for some reason, there's a part of that state that just speaks to me. It's so beautiful and so different from the rest of the state. One of the biggest things I wanted to do when I started the show was go to the Mcdonald Observatory and see the stars. And you get out there and you feel so small. It makes you realize how short this journey is, how fast this journey is, and how our time on Earth is very short. So you want to appreciate every minute. And it's just unreal to be able to see other galaxies with your bare naked eye out there in the Mcdonald Observatory.
It is incredible. The big Texas sky, we know where it gets its name. All right, so Shane, I got to ask you, do you have a favorite spot in Houston?
Oh, well, I went to high school and college in Houston. I went to the University of Houston, so I've got lots of favorite spots. My most recent favorite spot we featured a few years back, maybe a year or two ago, was the Turkey Leg Hut. That place has got some of the best turkey legs I've ever had in my life. And when we featured the shrimp Alfredo turkey leg, I about fell out my chair. I was like, this is unreal. They should not make food like this.
so good it's wrong.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. So that was probably one of my favorite places we featured for food-wise, which is very popular on our show, as you can imagine.
Absolutely. Okay, so can you give us a glimpse into the 200th episode? What can we expect to see?
Sure. The 200th episode is going to be all about Texas history. We did a thing with the Alamo about a year ago, and we were joking with them that we've never featured the Alamo on the Texas bucket list. So we counted up the dates and figured out that the 200th episode would air on March 6th, a serendipitous date because that's the same day the Alamo fell 185 years ago this year. So we decided this whole show has to be nothing but Texas history. So we'll be going to the Alamo, we'll be going to Washington on the Brazos, and then we'll be going over to the San Jacinto Memorial to kind of tell the story of what was happening 185 years ago right now in Texas history. So it's a really good episode. I know folks will be disappointed we don't have any food in it, but it's still a good episode.
Well, it sounds fantastic. Shane, one of our traditions here on our show, we love hearing from our viewers, and we actually, in your honor, tailored our question of the day to ask our viewers what was on their Texas bucket list. So we're going to get to some of those comments now, starting with Robbie, floating the Guadalupe while eating a barbacoa taco with a big red flavored margarita with a Shiner Bock in the other hand. Well, this is a long list, including Willie Nelson, but we agree, Robbie, floating the Guadalupe is fantastic. The Frio is one of my favorites as well.
One of mine, too. Okay, and Charlotte writes in, visiting Lost Maples State Park in the fall. You've been there, right?
Yes, Lost Maples is beautiful, and they are known in the fall for their foliage. And that is one of those stories that we've been trying to get to every single year, but we just seem to miss it. We either call too late or call too early.
Yeah.
One of the years, we're going to check that off the list because I hear it's absolutely beautiful. But I have been there in the summertime, and it is amazing.
Okay, time for one last comment from Olivia. Definitely meeting or seeing George Strait in concert, and to see other cities and towns I've never been to. Very nice. Well, I don't know, Shane, if you can help with the George Strait thing, but Olivia, we'll do our best.
If we get George Strait on the Texas bucket list, that would check off my personal bucket list. That would be amazing. But
all three of us.
Well, Shane McAuliffe, congrats on the series, 200 episodes, a well-deserved milestone for you. We'll be watching.
Thank you very much, Derek. Thank you, Courtney. Appreciate you having me.
And to be sure to catch that Texas Bucket List episode, KPRC 2 on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Yeah, and for complete listing information, you can check out our website, click to Houston.